on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and I am a free-to-play player that was able to actually push through all the way to Sword Satellite, completing all 40 floors. Let me show you for reference here, you guys, the TCP, which is just shy of 39 million. So it was a completely free-to-play event, but during this time, it did allow me this opportunity to really focus in on, with proven putting in the sand now, which are the most essential teams to formulate a very essential foundation in your account. When we have these PvE modes, it stresses really the roster quality of the characters and team dynamics that you have. And I was able to hone in and review, what some of these characters and teams are today. We're going to be going through that in more detail, so that way you guys can best prepare for not just 2024, but solidifying and creating a really quality roster of teams and characters that can help push you through these events, especially all the way through for an event like Sword Satellite. Having said that, let's get right to it. First and foremost, guys, if there was anything to take away from my video, it is how absolutely devastating and powerful having a mixture of the Secret Defenders team. So shown on screen here, but characters like Black Cat, Robbie Reyes, Photon, Miss Marvel Hard Light. I don't recommend Doctor Strange. He's one of the few characters I completely left off the list. But when these four are combined with another fifth character like Apocalypse or Super Skrull, or even both of them combined in the same team, I would say that out of the entire mode, this team can beat pretty much 85 to 90% of the different enemies that we're up against. So this was my go-to team. When there was a floor that I knew that it was going to be devastating to approach, the Secret Defenders mixture with Apocalypse and Skrull is a must-have. So for sure, at some point in your account, this is a top 3, top 4 team in the game, guys. Make sure you build them up because they're extremely essential, and thankfully now many of these characters are actually free-to-play friendly. The exception obviously being with Black Cat, where you do have to go through her legendary trials. Apocalypse and Super Skrull are in the game, but you have to unlock them through obviously their methods in the Epic campaign. Aside from that, really the foundational teams are actually the Horsemen. I found that personally the 4 Horsemen teams were just a great way to solidify some easy wins in the floors, but as well having that certainty with the protection and synergy, right? So we have Darkhold here, Morgan Le Fay being a Horseman. We have Red Hulk and his fellow Gamma team. We have Archangel and Deathseed, and then finally we do have Rogue being part of the Unlimited X-Men, but obviously Gambit getting much love because of him being part of the Extreme. These 4 teams are absolutely necessary for already upgrading and unlocking Apocalypse himself, but just having 4 foundational teams that thrive in their own way and knowing their weaknesses and obviously their strengths can help you push even higher. They're all top 10 teams in my honest opinion in the game, and they have value across the board. So that's why I think each and every one of them should be built up at least at some point, especially if you're looking towards an Apocalypse in the future here. Maybe that requirement changes, but for the time being, it means that many of them are going to be at Gear Tier 17 level 90, which provides a lot of value for this event because many of the characters were already at that stage. I think out of this mixture, I only have a handful of these characters at Gear Tier 18, and usually it's the Horsemen. Now that we've discussed those 5, there are some honorable mentions here in teams and synergies that I wasn't able to really build up, but it's still awesome to see how much value they had. So as you can see on screen here, I wish my Sinister 6 Superior 6 was higher. They probably could have done some other higher floors, but I kept them at a minimum because I'm still building up slowly and I'm budgeting gold per day, so that's why that stopped that extent. But the synergy of Green Goblin Classic with Doc Ock is absolutely amazing. Vulture is a character I definitely want to Gear Tier 18, and then pushing up Mysterio and Kraven. But Lizard's also a great addition. This has easily become one of the best teams in the game right now, and they for sure could have handled some of the highest and most difficult floors if I built them up correctly. But again, I want to showcase for you guys that you did not need them max levels to even be utilized in the completion of this mode, but they were still very, very useful. This is definitely a team I wanted higher. Another good one is as well Pegasus. Downside with this team is obviously having all these characters at tech. The gear is definitely a constraint, but for sure because of Kestrel being a strike character, the Pegasus team having that synergy and honestly Rescue with the revive. You do want Rescue and Kestrel to be higher up. For a similar story with Sinister 6. This team probably could have handled some higher floors, but as you can see on screen here, I just didn't have the opportunity to bring them all up. But that's why I wanted to showcase for you guys that we could have even gotten this done faster if my teams and rosters were better built. But for sure, Kestrel is definitely not a character you want to miss, especially with her being classified as Mythic and going to have a lot of value in Dark Dimension 7 upon that release. We also have this mixture here of different characters, and they're not a team right here. I just wanted to put them all together for ease of reference. But characters like Big Time, Kang, Omega Red, Val, and as well as Nova, they're great and amazing plug and play characters. Each and every one of these characters were utilized in Dark Dimension 6 for myself, so they just slotted in different pieces of the teams that I used when I was going up the floors, and each of them have their own strength and value in the game, not just Dark Dimension 6. For example, Big Time is really good in Arena, same with Kang. He can be slotted in anywhere, especially Crucible and War, devastating damage. Val can be used in all game modes, but it really depends on the team, right? Same with Nova and Omega Red, but Nova having more value in War, and Omega Red kind of being slotted in all over the place too. So I mean, just characters that are all-rounders, you do want to be paying close attention to them, because they're that extra last piece that you may need to really complement a team, especially with that plug and play aspect. And I do like that theory crafting value for this event. And then we also have some other kind of stragglers here as well. The Eternals, still at gear tier 16 for myself, but they get the job done because of their ability to flip, right? And they were able to get some, clinch nodes done for me. We have Cloak and Dagger, having that value from the new Warrior. Same with Deathpool here. So because of Deathpool being an original strike character, there's always gonna be value for her going forward, especially with the new Warriors team. But these three are the best of my new Warriors, so that's why I utilized them and when I could, in terms of the synergy. And then guys, other than that, I think the last thing, I can't really show this on screen here because of the fact that they weren't complete, but I wanted to showcase for you guys that we actually did not need some teams that I would actually plan on building. So this is just more so of a reminder for you guys on heads up. Extreme X-Men is one of the best teams right now in the game. I couldn't utilize their full synergy because of the fact that we don't have Nightcrawler. He's not yet really farmable in the game. Once I have his shards here, he could have been slotted in. So it's a darn shame I couldn't utilize him. He's gear tier 17 or 18 in my account right now, so it would have been really great to use. Another one is Out of Time, especially knowing that they're going to be required for the new legendary coming to the game, but as well as Black Knight. Most folks probably wouldn't have been able to use Black Knight unless they spent or spent even more power cores to unlock him. But I know Captain America and Carter probably would have had a bit more value, but I didn't really get to use them too much. Definitely something I'm paying close attention to. And then lastly, I think Hive Mind would have been really fun to use. I actually just got Void Knight to 5 stars, so he wasn't really used in the event at all in all my videos, but it would have been nice to see. And we just got Red Goblin's farmability somewhat in the Ultimus Orbs, and then I still have to build up Gwenom as well. So this is a team I would have loved to use, but I think all these teams are probably the best right now in the game. And it's not an exhaustive list by any means, guys, but I definitely do think that you have to have that foundational and quality roster to build up for these kind of events, and this is what the events actually test you, right? Same with the one that we saw before with Escape from Kiln, and now with Sword Satellite. If they're going to be throwing more of these events, I think these are some of the best characters with proven certainty and success that's going to create a lot of quality synergies in your roster. And thankfully, it wasn't a crazy amount of lists too, because many of them were going to have value in all game mode. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hopefully this helps kind of see what my roster is consisting of, my best characters and teams. And again, like I said, many of these different teams used were the reason I was able to finish. And you can see as well, we didn't need every single new team. We could get it done completely free to play, but making sure that we utilize some theory crafting aspect and plug and play value. So really appreciate all of you guys following along, and hopefully you guys can prepare better for next time as well if you weren't able to finish. But that's what we're all about, making progress, doing better than last time, and for sure I'll keep you guys up to date with the updates. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.